Hey, welcome back to the Career Musician Podcast. I am your host, Nomad. Pretty much everybody gets an end of the year wrap from Spotify or a company like that. They get to see all the things that they did that year. We here at the Career Musician are coming up on our 200th episode. So I wanted to take a quick moment and share with you some of the success that the Career Musician has had this past year. But before we do, I want to say thank you for being here and for listening to the Career Musician Podcast. Let's take a look at this recap throughout the year. Number one, our audience increased by 132%. 1,000% new listeners. That's why I want to share the joy with you. Not to brag, because I'm just excited that we're building our community with a 99% increased total listening capacity. I am so happy that our hard work is paying off. And it's all because of you. This year, we reached 30 countries, with the top 5 being Germany, the UK, Canada, Australia, and the US. Wow. Hello to everyone from around the world, my fellow career musician nomads. We are a rising star show, and our show is binge-worthy and share-worthy. Now, maybe Spotify says that to everyone, but it made me and the team feel good. So once again, thank you for listening, subscribing, reviewing, rating the show, because all of this could not have been done without you. Career musicians out there hitting the road and recording in the studios and taking center stage. We're here for you, to help you build a sustainable career. So thank you so much. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to my TCM Pro team. As you may have noticed, we have a new co-host, Joel Meza. Not only is he a dope drummer and playback engineer, he's a cool dude. I could not do this without my much better half, the lovely Lola. She is amazing. She is our chief strategist here, and she is a kick-ass singer. You might want to check out Nomad and Lola. And Emily Lauren, she does all of our graphics, and she helps us stay focused, continuing with how we can best serve you, our career musician community, and she's a kick-ass piano player. Everybody that I mentioned is also in our house band. Another guitar player, Mr. Bond, Andy Bond, as I like to say, and he is a shredder. We would not be complete without Maxito Diaz, the killer bass player from Los Angeles, who has been a dear friend of mine. Shout out to my team. Let's give it up for him. Woohoo! That being said, it's the end of the year and we're only days away from 2026. So I wanted to take a moment and reflect on all of the awesome guests we've had, all the pivots, pitfalls, triumphs, and victories. This is where we learned how to do our best with these top 10 career tips of 2025. Each one of these clips represent a pillar of ethos and how to be a career musician. I hope you enjoy, and please hit me up if you have any questions or need help getting your career on the right track. The reason why the Career Musician exists is to empower musicians just like you to make money making music, doing what you love. And in order to do that, you gotta get the gig. That's the first step. Everybody, we have to get the gig, right? But before you even hit the stage for a touring act or go in that studio, you have to go through the audition process. So I created something really cool, Audition Secrets. 3 proven steps that can help you nail your audition and get the gig. It's my gift to you, 100% free. Happy holidays, but even beyond the holidays, it's free, period. Because I want every career musician to have this information. If you're serious about your music career, it starts with a download right here. Because believe it or not, every performance is an audition.
But if you can do this, here's the value I bring. Here's why. I do this thing on this level here. I build a playback for award shows like this. You're getting a lot of value for that money. So I do this, I do this. These are the things that I do that make me good for this gig. I'm not trying to come off wrong. I just want to let you know that I can provide a lot of good value for that. They came back with, when can you rehearse?
My whole mindset was like, well, everybody can play. What can I do that's different from everybody else? I'm going to add some products. Why do I want to make some cereal? One of my favorite people to look up to is Master P. His mastermind.
Yeah.
He got the bag of chips, the cereal. And I was like, yo, what if I do the same thing?
He could play his ass off, but no one knew what brand he was. So they go looking and they settle on John 5. You know why? Because John 5 is a brand. He's not just a guitar player, he is a brand. And he has spent most of his career elevating his brand so high that he has to pick a litter of everything.
So you're only as good as your last performance or your last gig. If you show up and you don't do a good job, it doesn't matter. You could have done it right
100 times. If you show up and totally mess up or don't do your job right, they're going to be looking at other people, because these people at this show deserve a perfect show just as much as the last ones did.
It was really interesting because I wasn't really communicating with a music supervisor at this point. Talking to the attorney of the film, they really kind of were in a position of power. You know, this is 4 years later, mind you. 4 years later.
So again, another quick unpack.
Yeah.
Music supervisor, the music clearance attorney.
Yeah, don't get involved until the movie's coming out 4 years later.
4 years later. Now imagine if you guys got antsy and we're like, oh man, screw this, 4 years, forget it, we're done. You know, you can't do that.
Can't
you
do
just
that.
have
No,
to play the
you
long
never
game.
know.
Think of it in two ways. In one, I couldn't be a career musician unless I'd done books, courses, teaching, sessions. If I would have gone, I just want to play fusion and this band, it's good luck with that. I could have done it, but I'd have to be working a day job as well.
Any gig you're doing, always find out ahead of time where you load in. Find out if there's a loading dock, if you need special access to get to it, because a lot of times they have security. If you need credentials, these are things that you shouldn't overlook when you're doing any gig, and try to do this in advance, not day of.
To festivals, when you're pulling up to award shows, when you're flying in to play a fly date with a corporate band. If you're a band leader, hound the producers, get this stuff from them. They'll forget it. You should know, as you're pulling in, I should know exactly, okay, I'm gonna park here, I'm gonna go this way, I need to turn left, have a little map with arrows drawn. Push for that if you're the band leader, or if you're a band member, even pushing your band leader. It's so frustrating to get to a place and have limited time and not know what's going on or where to be or where to put your stuff.
For a huge arena tour to pay the musicians $300 a night isn't good.
Here's the deal. When you undercut standardized rates as a career musician, and I'm looking right at the camera again, when you undercut the standardized rates that all of the cats who came before you have worked so hard to get to, you're cutting the throats of all of us. It's a race to the bottom. We don't want to do that. So in order to not do that, we have to have some business savvy.
What I would get into when everybody asks me, like, what's the 3 tips you can give me as a composer? I always say clients, clients, clients.
Amen.
because we're all good at what we do. It's really important to build alliances. When you get an alliance with a producer, there may not be a show this week, but I could call Nomad. I could call you in a year and go, hey man, this thing just happened. It's like one of those shows where I'm going to do the underscore and we need a music director. As we meet each other, this is how this business works.
But I think in every session, every person you meet, and this isn't like a pressure thing, but it's like, if you just keep doing you, if you keep getting better, if you keep showing the world and showing the people in your community what you're working on, what you love, what you're good at, I think that is the big audition, because then when things happen and people come to mind, hopefully they'll be like, oh, you know who's really good at that?
What are some of the key factors that set apart a career professional versus a musician who can play, but they're not really a professional? 3 things for me stand out. And number 1, it's the dedication. It's the amount of like, wow, are you really dedicated, or are you just waiting for that moment of inspiration to strike, or motivation? We don't wait for motivation. We get up and do the things we know we're supposed to do, no matter what. Number 2, it's what I call our comms. Communications. How do we communicate on a daily basis in everything that we do? Every project that we're involved in, every gig, every session, no matter what we're doing, how are we communicating through that process? Don't blow people off. Don't ghost people. Sometimes the simplest thing, like heard, understood, copy that, yes, that kind of a 1-word response or short phrase response means the world. And finally, what separates the professional from an amateur? Show up, no matter what. What does it mean when people say, hey, you got to show up for yourself? Yeah, that's kind of trendy. It's a thing. When I say show up, I mean show up prepared and ready to do the work. Period. End of story.
I think that is the big audition, because then when things happen and people come to mind, hopefully they'll be like, oh, you know who's really good at that?
Once again, happy holidays from everyone here at The Career Musician. I will see you in the studio or on the road, my friends.